Hey, yo, what's up? My name is Ty Lamar. This is
Two Winters.
And this is
Talking Shit with TNT.
All right. Today is Inauguration Day.
Yes.
Many would have thought it would never come.
I was ready for it.
Oh, man.
Pearls.
Yes. She is wearing the chuckers and his pearls?
No Chucks, just the pearls.
Just the pearls.
I don't own a pair of Chucks. So.
See, but we were having a conversation earlier, and she's wearing the pearls, but she's not AKA.
I'm not AKA, but they extended it to all women to wear pearls. Is wear pearls on Inauguration Day.
Mm-hmm.
And our conversation extended out to not just AKAs, but like the whole
Greeks.
Yes, the whole Greek family.
The Divine Nine.
Yes. And I was discussing if I had been on campus.
Don't start that.
I cough. If I had been on campus when the Deltas were on campus and vice versa, I probably would have been a Delta when I was in college. But now that I'm older, I'll most definitely be Sigma Gamma Rho.
Yep. I was never a fan. I thought Sigmas were, I don't know. But, I don't know, if I was in, now the Delta thing, I understand you said your dad's LQ, so.
Yeah.
That's his Shores. That's his sisters.
Yeah, my aunt's one. My cousin's one.
Yeah.
And so, it's just kind of like that lineage. But me, I would, at that time I would have, but never did.
I'll tell you like this. If I was going to pledge, I probably would have pledged Kappa.
And hey, that's what I want my sons to pledge. But
yeah, so back to what we were talking about. So your dad wants them to be Qs like him?
That's what he would like.
I don't know. I like, look, the Qs are, they had the best parties. I ain't gonna lie to you. Their parties are bomb. But I don't know. I never really. I don't know. They do some suspect shit.
Not all of them. Everybody does suspect shit. Everybody.
Yeah, they do some.
Everybody
does.
There's different
shit.
chapters and every this and that. But I must say that being a Kappa, I mean, I don't even think they use the canes now anymore.
They still use the canes. Stop it.
I haven't seen any use the canes.
They still use the canes.
I haven't seen them.
They do.
I haven't seen them.
I have.
But what I do like to see, baby, when they get out there and they do their stroll, honey, and they roll the shoulders and take it to, hey, I'm all for it. And I want my sons to be a Kappa. That's what I would like. That's what I would like. That's me.
I don't know. Now, like I said, I like the style of Kappas, like the red and the white. I like the colors, the flamboyant, like not flamboyant, but what you call it?
They dress up. I mean, they
dress to the T.
sharp.
They're sharp. Like I like the fact that they're sharp. Whereas everybody else kind of look rugged, especially Qs, man. They look rugged as shit.
Well, they usually have Tim's on, some type of cargo jeans
and golden draws.
I mean, I'll be paying attention to no golden draws.
Yeah.
What I've seen is they have on the cargos, usually like camouflage cargos, and then they have on a purple and gold shirt. Typically t-shirt. That's what I see. But I like the dressy man, classy, got on a suit or at least a nice button up, slacks, nice little pair of shoes. I like that. That's what I like to see.
All right, so rate your Divine Nine.
I can't really rate my Divine Nine. I've only really looked at 4 sororities.
There's only 4 sororities and 5 fraternities.
Well, I've looked at the 4 sororities. I don't know about all the only 2 fraternities that I know is Kappas and Qs.
Wow.
Omega Psi Phi. That's all I know. You wanna know why? Because my dad didn't want to hear nothing else about nothing else when we were growing up. That's all I knew. And the same thing as with Deltas. That's all I knew because that's all I heard was growing up. So the idea was that you're gonna pass on the lineage and do the same thing as your parents. I wound up pledging nothing My baby brother pledged nothing. My middle brother, he pledged a sorority at Winston-Salem State that was for music. Totally off the radar. Like, bam. And my dad was like, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you, you know, pledge for Omega Psi Phi? So I was like, I'm not doing that. They're not about to put no paddle on my ass.
They want to put a paddle on your ass regardless. But
that's why he said no, I guess.
You know what though? All right, so if I'm ranking them, like I said, Kappa is my all-time favorite. Then behind that, I gotta go with Alpha. My cousin's an Alpha. And I do go with the AKAs. I like the Deltas. Then I go with the. I'm going to go with the Qs on number 4 because they are cool. Then the Sigmas, female Sigmas. Then the male Sigmas. Then you got, what's the last 2?
As again, I said, don't be asking me because I don't know. I have to
I know
learn
Zeta,
all that stuff.
And Zetas and Iotas are like at the bottom because actually Zetas, well, you know, we already talked about Zetas, but Iotas, I don't know that much about Iotas. I know they were supposed to be like a civil rights thing or something like that.
Again, don't be looking at me because I don't know.
So,
I don't even think Sigma, I don't know if Sigma Gamma Rho was even in the Divine Nine.
It is.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Because let my boss lady who was a Delta, she said they weren't.
They are.
But
like my cousin's like into that hard. Like he's into it really hard. But today was the eventful day that was anticlimactic because, you know, it was a lot of stress last week about the election results and certifications and stuff like that. But everything seemed to go off without a hitch. As well it should have, though, you know.
Well, they got rid of people, too. They got rid of the Corona people. They sat up there for a week and just got Corona together. Got rid of them. They got rid of 12 people who were found to be associated with far-right extremist groups. And they got rid of them. And these are the people that are there to protect y'all. But we already knew that, right?
Yes.
We already knew that they were in law enforcement, the military, government. We know all that. Oh, but now they're trying to look into it and really pay attention.
The fallout was really ridiculous, though, because, you know, now you have the idiots who were dumb enough to get their face on TV and stuff like that. That's dumb. I think they should get about 10 years. I'm just saying.
They want to go down in infamy, hey?
They can go down.
You going down.
It was the one woman on, I don't know if you've seen it. She's like a real estate agent in Texas. And she was talking about how she felt like she was doing what the president told her to do. And that she deserves a pardon.
He pardoned your asses.
Well, Lil Wayne and Kodak Black got pardoned.
I heard.
But he pardoned your ass straight to fucking jail.
Right.
Because you're not in their tax bracket, lady.
No, not at all.
Anyway, you know, there was this one particular woman. They found out that she stole Nancy Pelosi's computer. And she planned on selling it to Russia. See, for people who think that wasn't a big deal last week or what happened, it's like, if you have a group of people who are able to get into the White House, you don't know who's in that crowd. You know what I mean? They could have went in there, did what they needed to do, blew up the whole freaking building because they knew what they're doing. That's how come I say, you know, 10 years. Because you do something like that, you need to get 10 years. It's not like burning down a Target or a Walmart. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you should do that. Right. I'm just saying that you shouldn't have to, you shouldn't be punished for going into the Capitol. That's the Capitol. That's Rome. That's going into the palace, you know?
Right.
That's where decisions are made, business is taken care of.
For everyone.
For everyone. So they had the gumption to do it. And they were talking about it may have been an inside job, including some of the people in Congress.
Well, I believe it. Some of them were still saying that they still back Trump, and that they still weren't saying that what he did was inciting a riot. They still did not go against former Donald Trump.
He literally was minus 45. There you go. Now, what was also interesting to me was they had a video, and one of the bloggers I see on YouTube that I follow, he had a video of one of the insurgents walking through the Senate towards the podium, and guess who was behind him? A police officer walking with them. Talking about, I'm making sure that he doesn't do nothing crazy. Motherfucker, he was in there. That's crazy enough. Like, he should not have been walking in there talking about, I'm making sure that he ain't doing nothing crazy. But I'm glad to see that everything did go off without a hitch today. What's her name was looking stunning.
Yeah.
She was like, Michelle, she was doing her thing today.
Baby, didn't nobody have nothing on the Obamas today.
That Gucci belt she was wearing. She came in there flossing with her red today. She came in there flossing with her red today. She was like, bam.
And then, I don't know if it was Hillary and Bill coming through first that made them just shine so much more.
Was the Bushes there too? I missed that.
Yes.
Okay, so they all came.
Yes, they were.
They said, "Oh, we gotta see all that. We gotta see that motherfucker gone."
But Hillary then came in, and she was just looking. I mean, she was dressed up, but she looked so grandma-ish.
Yeah.
There was no style about nothing she had on.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Bill won't hold her hands, but I think that stopped. Since Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah, that bitch stopped.
But the Obamas came strolling. Now, it wasn't even a walk. It was a stroll, honey. They had all the swag. It was a stroll. They were in sync, hands held, and they came on through, honey, and they looked impeccable. Impeccable.
They did. They did. She did. She really did her thing.
I'm talking about both of them. I mean, yes, Michelle was on point, but they both came in there like, we here, it's business. We're going to do this.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry for the interruption. Anyway, yeah, it was nice to see that everything did go off without a hitch. It was the pageantry of everything, and even though most people wasn't there because of Corona. You know what the weird thing is, though? I'm really cool with this guy on my Facebook. But I'm surprised he's this stupid.
Why?
Because I feel like, all right, so he's a Trump supporter. And he's spewing this nonsense about how the election was stolen from Trump, and it was stolen, and he was cheated. And
I mean, he's not stupid. He's more so brainwashed than anything because he's just repeating what that lunatic said.
Yeah.
I mean, they were talking about the whole, like, the commentary before the inauguration began was basically these people they're really still mad, and they really believe everything that Donald Trump is telling them, and it's lies.
The election wasn't stolen. It wasn't. I mean, goodness. There were a lot closer races. There are a lot closer states. And to me, I don't know, we talked about this before, but I can't reiterate this enough. If you really want a fair election, a real election that really decides what the people want, you'll get rid of the whole electoral college altogether.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Of course not. Because they still have this, because the electoral college still worked for the slave states, kind of.
The whole idea of actually letting it was, I think it was said in one of the commentaries also. They were talking about basically how this nation, like black people already know, was made and created, but not with the black man in mind.
No.
The black man, the black woman, not with us in mind. It was created for the white folks. Okay?
Mostly white men.
Right. So, like, the actions, like, today, like, when Obama was sworn in, that was, that was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Today.
What's normal? What's normal?
It was not normal.
Right.
It was not normal. You had a black woman who was sworn in today as vice president. She said that her mother told her, you may be the first that make things, make sure you're not the last.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a good thing. That's paving the way for others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kamala is, I don't know. I mean, everybody has their faults or whatever, but today was monumental to me. When Obama was sworn in, that was monumental. Watching them, I just hoped and prayed nobody had a rifle somewhere.
Yeah, that was my fear too. I was sitting up there, I was like, man, I hope nobody's shooting, nothing like that. You know what?
But I had that same fear today too.
Yeah, me too. And I felt it for everybody though. Not only for Biden or Kamala. I also felt it for Obama, for his wife. Right, I just felt like retaliation seemed like it was really prevalent. Fortunately, nothing went off without hit. They did their job today. But let's go back to the people who still think that Donald Trump won the race. I don't think people are that dumb. I think people in the back of their minds know he just lost.
No, they really are.
No.
They're brainwashed. I know this because I've talked to somebody who is sensible. Sensible.
They're still brainwashed?
And they still brainwashed.
You know what? You know why they brainwashed though is a lot of these people are scared of change. And they already had to deal with black people getting rights. Now they have to deal with homosexuals getting certain rights that they don't feel like they should have. It's like the world is changing around them and they are scared. So they try to hold on to what little vestige they have.
Already.
But they don't want to know it. It's already dead. You know what I mean? So, they all the big tech companies are brainwashing people's minds. Yet they on, Facebook and Instagram and all that dumb shit. But the big tech companies are brainwashing people's minds. It's just the fact that they're so used to certain things that now that things are changing. And even if it is for their betterment, they're scared of that because other people are being included. So before it was just white men. Now is white men.
Instead of the inclusion.
Yes, the inclusion part of it.
But why
now
do
homosexuals
white women just go against it?
Because white women are stupid.
We're not saying that.
I mean,
Disclaimer. Some of them are, but we're not saying all of you are. But I just don't understand how. I watched a reel of Trump supporters. They were going. It was basically the guy was asking them questions about stuff that was going on, and he was saying factual stuff, and they were just spreading this whatever crap about how the presidency works, how you become a president. Like they just didn't. You can't sit up here and say these people. That's why that is why the Electoral College is there for them people.
Yeah, but that's the problem. It shouldn't be for them people because those people are obviously not fit to make up their mind about.
They're not trying to be educated.
No,
they don't want to be educated. They want to be fed whatever someone is feeding them or told.
And let me rephrase that. I don't mean to say that white women are stupid because I don't believe that people are stupid because they're white or black or anything else. I just feel like this. In the grand scheme of things, white women are taught a certain thing about themselves. And sometimes it's hard for them to let that go. Even if it's against their better rights. You know what I mean?
That's sad.
The sad thing about white women is they vote against themselves all the time. All the time. If you're a black person and you vote Democratic, then that's what you're supposed to do because it benefits you in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I feel like sometimes the Democratic Party does do things. They give you trinkets to keep you in line, but they don't give you enough to really succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either party, but I feel like Democrats, they give you a little bit of trinkets, but then they make sure that you can't do shit with it. Whereas the Republican Party just don't give you shit. But I just feel like, in a way, white women vote against themselves all the time because they're taught to do so. Because my daddy vote Republican, my mama vote Republican, I gotta vote Republican, even though most of the stuff that Republicans vote on are against their own self. You know what I mean? And, sometimes they're not the most educated voters. They just do what people around them tell them to do. Like I said, I read this thread because it was astonishing. And he's not a bad dude. Don't get me wrong. He's not, he's not a racist or nothing like that. I mean, I spend time with this dude. I know he ain't a racist or nothing like that. But I feel like, in a way, he's still trying to hold on to things that it was back when he was a kid.
Okay, and how old is he?
About 50.
Are you sure there's no... I mean, you can say all day, I'm not racist, but nigger, you better not. Like, okay, so, all right, y'all. So, Regina King directed the movie One Night in Miami. You gotta go see it. It's on Prime Video. Excellent movie.
Okay, I took it out.
There's just one scene I want to say, y'all. One scene. So, I think it's Jim Brown.
Okay.
Jim Brown, football grade, actor. I remember him from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Okay? He was in other movies besides that, but I remember him from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker because that's one of my favorites. Okay? So, Jim Brown is talking to this white dude, southern area. This had to be like early 1960s. Alright? Talking to him about this, that, the third. He was still playing football at the time. Just had him on the front porch. They asked his white dude asked his granddaughter bring him some lemonade. They sitting there, talking it back. Whatever you need, you just ask me. Okay? The white dude said to Jim Brown, whatever you need, just ask me. Come to me. Okay? Now watch this. Can't even take my drink off of that. So, the granddaughter says, "Oh, Dad, when you get the time, or Granddad, when you get time, can you come in and move this wardrobe?" Mind you, this is a grandfather. The granddaughter is grown, like maybe in her 20s. This is an older gentleman going to move a wardrobe by himself. Okay? So Jim Brown gets up and is like, "Oh, you gonna move a wardrobe by yourself?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna manage." And Jim Brown goes, "Well, why don't you let me help you with that?" Keyword is let me help you with that. Dude turns around and says, "You know we don't have no niggers in the house." And insane. I mean, I was just like, he asking you to help you, but no niggers.
That's sad. That's it.
Look.
And look, like I said, that hopefully, we can get past certain things like that. But yeah, that's an issue though. We deal with that issue on a daily basis where people are not trying to give up their past life.
I got black friends.
Yeah. And you know what? And the truth of the matter is, they may do. But it doesn't hide their racist beliefs. You know what I mean? And they don't. And the big thing is, they probably don't even think they're racist. You know.
But if any of my friends, white, whatever, if I consider you my friend, that's the key. Come out with some old, I'm gonna say the N word, and I'm gonna do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You no longer my friend. Because when the niggers you talking about, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they think there's a difference now. There's a difference between a nigger and a black person. Oh, Summer, you speak so well. Or, you're going to edit that out. Oh, too, you speak so well. And, oh, you do this. And you're so articulate. How many times have you heard that from a white person?
A lot.
I'm like, am I not supposed to be? That's what I want to say. I just want to turn my neck and be like, am I not supposed to be? I mean, I can get Ebonica with you if you want to. I can get real down, like, for real.
I think every black person can do that, though.
Right. We have to flip switches. Whereas white people can just be white people.
And it's weird, because I think even the most hoodest nigga that you get with or talk to, if they need to, they can switch.
They switch it.
You can switch it.
Get on that phone with it. Hello. Yeah. Oh, yes. I would like to speak. But they nigga this and nigga that.
Oh, this nigga here, the dumb nigga,
right?
That ass nigga right here. Excuse me, sir. I need help with my bill because I don't know why it's so high.
Exactly.
So no.
We do this.
We do that.
We are the adapters. We have been made to adapt, and we keep asking for the seat at the table, and the chair keeps being pulled. We get people in office. We have. President Obama was in office. We have Kamala in office. And you know what they're going to say after this? Well, you had them too.
And didn't deal with nothing. You know, and that brings me, and you just segue to my next point, because I was getting ready to get to this point. Now that Trump is gone, ding dong, the witch is dead.
Woo.
Now that Trump is gone, what do you expect from Joe Biden?
Hell, I don't know what to expect from Joe Biden. I really don't. I expect the opposite of Trump from everything that comes out of his mouth. Now
Joe he kind of out there too now.
He got a little reputation of being,
Been both bombastic.
Right. Whereas, Obama was kind of like
smooth.
And then here comes, like, he the gangster. But, I don't know. I just don't want to go through another 4 years of Trump and his rhetoric and all his confusing, I don't even know, stupidity being posed on his followers that literally follow him.
They worship him like a god.
Yes.
And that's the problem.
Sad. It's real sad.
I feel like this with Biden. I really think, let's be real. Mm-hmm. Biden did not get in because of him. It's more of, I hate Trump more than it wasn't because of Kamala either.
Yes, it was. Baby, she is in a sorority. And her sisters were in line with her. They were donating 1908 to her campaign.
I get that. I get it. But the reality is this. Everybody wanted to see Trump out.
Most people did.
No, when the people who voted, the people voted against Trump more than they voted for Biden. Let's just say it like that.
They did. Do I say most?
So now Biden had all these big plans. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to give you $2,000. I'm going to extend this. I'm going to extend that. He has, as of today, no reason to fulfill nothing. Not to fulfill nothing. He got a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, and he's the president.
I do. There is something I do want him to do.
Well,
legalize weed in all 50 states and whatever else we got going on. Legalize it. I feel sad for the ones that are slinging it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take their business away. But damn it, at least make it so that you can have it.
Mm-hmm.
Make it so that you're not gonna be put in jail for having a gram or whatever. Make it so they're not gonna be put in jail. Let the ones that were in jail for it and nothing else out.
Yeah, now I do agree with that. No.
Now that's gonna be on the back burner, of course.
Of course it is.
Look at all the black people gonna be coming out of jail. Oh no.
I'm free.
Let's go smoke, dog.
Yeah. But now they got record having a hard time getting jobs.
Right. Unless they fix that.
Expunge their record.
Yeah.
Well.
Pardon them.
And before I get on that topic, may I have a paper towel, please?
You.
Where's it?
Behind you.
Really?
Reach.
I see it. This is when you're doing the show live. Anyway, so before Trump left, he had some interesting partners. And two of them, to me, is really interesting. Mm-hmm. He pardoned Lil Wayne and Kodak Black.
And some other folks, but yep. Them two Negroes.
See, this is how you can tell that cooning is a business. Both those niggas cooned to that nigga, and they got out of jail. Not even on that record no more.
I mean, one night in Miami speaks to all of that. Hell, even what was her name? Mom. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it now. Ma Mobley. Ma Mobley.
Ma Mobley. Yeah. Mobley.
That speaks to that.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to suck up to someone who has the power. Like even. Okay, so I'm thinking about let's bounce around topics.
All right.
Because I'm random. Okay. All right, so.
The book don't even mean nothing no more.
Yeah. So Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right. After they bombed it, burned it to dust, they tried to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
What was keeping them from rebuilding?
All white politicians.
That. Their insurance. Their insurance was owned by whom?
Black people.
Was it? No.
No, was it?
No, it wasn't.
White people. Okay.
It was owned by white people. And what they did, it was like it was planned. Mm-hmm. It's like they sat back there and waited for a reason and then said, okay, it's time, let's go. Went in there and they bombed the area. They made it so that, the insurance man said, this land is not even usable.
Yes.
So you can't use your insurance policy on that. Okay? So, because it wasn't, when you're black, you have to be from the ground up. You have to own your own stuff. You have to be in power of the insurance company. You got to have your own bank. You got to have everything. Because little situations like that can demolish you.
Yeah.
Tulsa was booming, doing better than their adversaries. They were doing so well, and then they got rid of them.
But that was on purpose. All right, that was on purpose.
It was on purpose, but they couldn't even come back from that.
No, they made it so they couldn't come
There's
back.
other situations where it's just like that.
Oh, no.
Where people say, well, why don't you just, the Republicans, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and do like we do. It's real life situations where
they made it impossible.
You made it impossible for them to do it.
Did you you live in North Carolina, and I don't know if they ever taught this. Mm-hmm. We both live in North Carolina, but you're from North Carolina for the most part, with a little bit of Kansas in you. But
go ahead.
Did you ever hear about what happened in Wilmington, Delaware, Wilmington, North Carolina?
I can't tell you word for word, but I have heard about something that happened in Wilmington, and it was similar to a bombing as well.
All right, so I'm just going to give you. All right, so Wilmington, Delaware was once a very prosperous black community.
Delaware or
no, I mean North Carolina. I'm still in Jersey. I'm sorry, but Wilmington, North Carolina was a very prosperous black community. And they had senators out of there. They had congressmen from Wilmington, Delaware, and Delaware.
It's the Drake.
North Carolina. It's not the Drake.
It's the Drake.
It's not the Drake. North Carolina. From Wilmington, North Carolina. So, at one point, at the time, Democratic politicians came up with an idea that what they're going to do is they're going to storm the capital of the city, and they're going to take power. And they had a riot. They burned down. They burned down a newspaper place, and they literally made the mayor give up his post. Now, the man who did this and became mayor of Wilmington, North Carolina, ended up being governor of North Carolina. And North Carolina was a state where it was very, at one point in time, before the Democrats at the time decided that they were going to stop it, was very progressive when it came to black voting and stuff like that. You know, North Carolina had its first black senator back in 1899. You know, had a black senators in the 1800s going to the U.S. You know, between that time until 1992, they didn't have no other black person going to Congress from North Carolina.
I bet.
So that just to say that you know what black people are talking about is just something that's made up. That's ridiculous. You can't say that because history does prove it. Now, I was looking at it, and the libraries in North Carolina were told to hide this information from the people. So people didn't know about this, and they had very few books about what really happened. Now, they try to placate and say that it wasn't that bad and nothing like that. But, you know, mind you, in the city, they had at least 40 people got killed in this race riot by white people. And that's just the small estimate. Now, there's actually a larger estimate that is way worse than the small one. So, it's just like, you know, to say that pull yourself up by your bootstraps and do this and do that is nonsense. I was listening to, like I said, one of my favorite vlogs on YouTube, and one of the guys got on the phone and he's like, you know, you gotta pull your, we're gonna have socialism and we gotta learn to pull ourselves up and this and that and this and the third. But that's a lie. That's not real. People don't pull themselves up from their bootstraps. Literally, people have connections. You don't get nowhere without knowing the right people and using the right hands. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And only way for a poor person to get out is he meet up with the right person, or he got athletic ability, and even with that, still you gotta meet the right people.
Like Jim Brown.
You know, you can't. And I believe Michael Jordan is one of the greatest players of basketball ever. I believe LeBron James is a great player also. But there's a lot of people in the hood that I know that have skills that never got that chance for some reason or another. You know, it's not because they are any less athletic than Michael Jordan or LeBron James. It's just that the chances weren't there, and that's just the way it is. But you know, we're gonna table that. But I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at this now election. This is day one. So we are in day one of his first 100 days. Within his first 100 days, you should have a $1,400 to $2,000 check coming to your house. He should expand unemployment for people who don't have jobs, who are having a hard time finding work. He should be able to do everything he said he was going to do in his first 100 days. And I feel like as black people and as people, period, we should hold them to every campaign promise that he made. Because I feel like he has the tools to do what he said he was going to do. If he shriek on any one of them, then he should be off with his head, straight up. And look, you may hate Trump, but I'm going to say this. He told them fools what he was going to do, and he did every racist, dumbass shit that he wanted to do and what they wanted him to do. Everything they wanted him to do, he did it. He said he going to do this, he went out and he did it. Now you got this guy in here now, he tell you he's going to give you this, he going to do that, he going to do this. It's that time, period. So that's all I got to say about that.
Before you get off of this subject, I have one more thing that I have to add on here.
Okay.
Because I think that we need to give honorable mentions to Fire Captain Andrea Hall, who not only recited the Pledge of Allegiance, y'all, she signed it.
Awesome.
She signed it as she was speaking. I was like, okay now, girl.
See, I was working, I couldn't really watch it, so I'm a little jealous.
We got her, and let's not also mention baby girl, Amanda Gorman, 22 years old. She is very fresh faced.
She's 12. I thought she was like 12.
I thought she was like 14.
I thought she was young.
My son was enamored in her speech.
Oh, wow.
He was just like...
And she's 22? I thought she was 12, though.
She's 22.
I thought she was a smart 12-year-old.
And enamored in her speech. And when it was over, I heard him clapping, cheering. Like he liked it. He loved it.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay. He made everybody else come in there and listen too.
Oh, wow. So that must have been powerful. Which one? The one with the hat or the one without the hat?
Who?
Your son.
With the hat.
Okay.
Yes. It was, he liked it. And I was like, okay. Maybe that's what they need to be in. Maybe they need to be a politician.
Hey.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey. Talk about sons.
I have a relative who, he's not a politician, but I mean, he was a judge. I don't know if he's a judge now. He may have retired, but he was a judge in Stanley County. He was a lawyer in Stanley County, and so I mean, and I'm not just like everybody else. Be like, oh, that's my cousin. No, for real. Like his mama, my aunt. So, yeah. But you just have to want more.
Okay.
I feel like Black people are not able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps in most cases. But if we did it collaboratively together, I feel like if you're doing better than me, but you know something that's going to help me come up with you, then we come up together. Yeah. And then what I learned, I teach you. Yeah. And we all come up. We all can come up. Exactly. It's just a matter of each one teach one.
You know, listening to that, I agree with you, man. It's like, how can I say it? Well, first of all, we had a whole other stuff to talk about today, but I think we're going to just rest on this today because I think that this was a really big subject for us. But, you know, I feel like Black people really showed themselves. They showed how much power they had this year in the elections. Because I feel like even though somebody tried to take it away from us, let's be real, Black people voted him out of office.
And Black women showed the fuck out.
Yes. So, especially Black women. Clap, clap to Black women.
Yes.
Right? So, Black women especially showed out. And I think that we need to learn to use our power politically better. And that's why when I say we need to hold him to those standards that he said, is because we need to use our power so that we can get things that is good for our community. And I'm not talking about free shit. I'm not talking about, I believe in reparations, but I'm not talking about reparations. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about just the fact that we as black people don't use our political power or our money in a way that affects change.
Oh, but I did this week. Or was it?
What you do?
Was it this week or last week?
What you do?
So, you know the woman who somebody grabbed at her phone, hit her in the face.
Yeah, the one that punched her. Yeah, I give her.
And I donated to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fired her.
Yeah, fired her for somebody touching her phone.
Mm-hmm.
And she got what was coming to her. I remember that.
Yeah. I donated because think about all the time for the past 4 years that a white woman or a white man, Trump supporter, did something in this world and they got fired. What did they do?
Go for me.
$500,000. You got $500,000. If you play that right, you're gonna be set.
As a racist.
They just what did they do? They just rewarded them for their racist behavior. That's what they did. So, in my opinion, this situation was neither racist nor anything. My mom always taught me, or what I teach my kids, if somebody hit you, you hit them back. Okay? And that woman reached across there, grabbed her phone, and hit her in the face.
And got what he was coming to her because you don't touch nobody's phone.
No, and you don't touch nobody's face.
Phone
either.
But the phone, you definitely don't touch nobody's phone. Period.
But you say phone, I say face. You don't touch my face. You can touch my phone, but don't put your hands on me. Because you put your hands on me, we got a whole nother problem.
Man, we can get into that to the whole another topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she did invade her personal space. That's just
she
the
did.
gist of it, and she got punched for it, and got
bloodied up.
Leaky. She leaked it too. She was leaking.
As she should have. And then they said,
it didn't even look like she punched it that hard, but it must have been that hard.
She took that hand back and gave her.
It was fast too. It was like pop. Ooh,
she got her right in the nose. That's what happened. And she was a gusher, and so her nose bled, so it looked worse than what it was. But because she was a security guard, they were like, well, we're gonna make an example out of you. Mind you, they didn't make an example out of all them other motherfuckers that was there at the Capitol.
Not until later.
Doing whatever they were doing.
Not until later.
Not at the point. Not at that moment.
No, they waited until later.
But they made sure they made an example out of her.
No, they waited until later.
Her. Didn't waste no time. You're fired. Okay, now.
I'm glad that she got some money. I'm glad
she got some change, honey.
I'm glad some people are supporting her.
Hell.
You know, that was what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? But, you know.
She gonna be set. She good.
The recap, you know what I mean? Today was a historic day. Show the pearls. They're wearing the pearls. Everybody got their pearls and chuckers on. You know what I mean? Because she had to be from the West Coast, so she got to have the chuckers on.
I ain't got no chucks, though.
I
mean, I'm Midwest, but I ain't got no chucks.
You know what I mean? So everybody their pearls is, you know, Kamala is in the building, and she is the deciding vote in all of Congress. So that is what gave the majority to the Democrats is Kamala Harris, meaning the deciding vote. So she's the deciding vote, and you know there's some things coming along. You know we're going to see what this Biden-Harris office look like, and hopefully, you know, I'm going to hope for the best. I hope he does everything he said he does and stuff like that, and you know we're going to go from there. But, you know, and this is just an itinerary from now on. I'm going to try to start posting our videos every Friday. So, you know, this is just a recap of today. But after this week, it'll be posted every Friday. And, you know, if you like what we're saying, like what we're talking about, like how we act, you know, you can hit that like button. You can hit the subscribe button.
Give us some
thumbs up. You know, give us a thumbs up. Say what's up, you know what I mean? You know, because, you know, we're trying to get this thing started. We know we're coming from the bottom. Got to start advertising a little bit more, you know. So, and we decided that we may even open up our own Facebook page and start doing a Facebook Live like once a month. That'd be good.
Once a month.
You know what I mean? Because, you know.
Unless y'all want more.
Unless more, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have our own Facebook page up.
I know what this look like.
Yeah, she goofy. She been drinking. She been drinking. So yeah, so we're gonna start our own Facebook page up, and we're gonna start doing some live shows on Facebook. You know what I mean? But this is gonna be really our forum right here, and we're just gonna be talking shit and doing whatever we want to fucking talk about. Now,
Edit.
no, ain't no edit. Now I like that. All right, no, we're gonna be talking about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. So you know, what I mean, today was a political day because today was there was events happening politically today. Next week we're gonna go and start talking about something else. And be honest with you, we don't know what we're gonna talk about because we don't really decide that until we start talking during the week. So, but from now on, we're gonna be posting on Friday. You know, we're gonna have links to our Instagram page and our on Facebook. You know, we're gonna start to advertise a little bit more.
I'm gonna be ready because
open our mouth up. So you know, she's gonna have got the nice makeup on and hair on because she's gonna be on a lot of stuff now. If we're gonna monetize and get this thing popping, we're gonna have to start, nice. Coming out here.
Trim down a little bit.
You know what I mean?
Maybe we'll put the food away and just drink.
Yeah, I like the food though, but
the food does help with the alcohol.
The food does help with the alcohol, but you know, and also, you know, I mean, we also on the page that we're going to have. You know, it's also going to have little things that's happening in our life. You know, I'm definitely going to start putting some gym stuff up there. You know, you're going to see me come from fat to fit, or fit to fat, whatever they call it. You know, and she can put up whatever she wants. I gave her, she got all the links and stuff like that, so we can work on it. But you know, like I said, if you seen this video by accident, you crawl by, you like what you see, you know, like the video and subscribe. So this here is Tyler Marr. Who's that right there?
To Winters.
And we are
Talking Shit with TNT.
We out.